these children will have the potential to be who they truly are. Prior to me, they will be a doctor, whether it be a bus driver, whether it be a detective, whether it be a nurse, whether it be an engineer or a domestic engineer. These children should have choices other than
At least Donald represents that protest.
And I'm tired of it being covered up.
I think we could have done that.
Another thing my concern is what Tanisha asked. And that's just exactly what it is.
Having a good weekend, I think.
Yes, it's wonderful. You know, it's funny because I used to
Our children are accused of being heathenistic in owning guns. And so black people are people of color, Native Americans, people who are non-racist. But when they have these weapons, they are considered for protection from us. But when we have them, we're abusing the privilege. Everybody needs to put those guns away. If you need a gun, something's wrong with you. When I walk through downtown and see all these fences that are put up around these buildings, I wonder, what are we hiding here in America? What is the big secret? What are you doing to people that you're watching your back? What are you doing to people that you need fences in fear, promoting more fear in the land? What are you doing to people that are causing alarm, that you need people surrounding people with guns and weapons of warfare and even drugs to medicate them if they want to speak against what you say? What are you doing to people that you have double maximum security when you have fences and you can't even put roofs on people's houses? What are you doing to people that you have them afraid to travel from one border to another? What are we doing to people? And I won't put myself in that equation because I walk in my integrity. And I don't walk around here hurting people and causing people detriment and harm. But I'm concerned when we have fences around our building, are we preparing our country for another war? Or are we already in one and we're just escalating it to the next level? What are we doing and what are we teaching our children? What are we telling our older people that we have learned from what they have taught us? I know we have had a generation of Cain and Abel. I know we have had even Esau and Jacob. I know we have had Mary, Martha, and Esther and Ruth. I know we have had people who have walked before us. I know we have had those people. But what are we saying that we have learned from the lesson? I know we have had Sojourner Truth. I know we have had Catherine Kuhlman. I know we have had Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I know we have had Malcolm X. I know we have had Mahatma Gandhi visit here. I know we have had these people, but what are we saying that we have learned from their teaching? What are we saying? Because each of these people were people of peace. What are we saying to one another? And what are we saying to our children when we teach our children to go to school and hate people because of the color of their skin? What are we saying to our children when we teach to hate? When Jesus, fact that young lady, an ambulance was called, the police came and murdered her. In front of her home, in front of her children, in front of her family, and there's nothing in an outrage being said or done about that. There you may get a few press conferences, but it's not outrage. It's not as much of an outrage as the effort that was made that was justified to let Mr. Zimmerman murder Trayvon. Somebody comes along, they will medicate the person anyway against their will and their rights. I know they said, just say no to drugs. To whom is that applicable? I know that the KKK and some other people have had the legal right to come through here with guns and murder us just because they want to, and I know that that's not acceptable. I know that my ballots disappearing in the 2004 and the 2000 election have been a deal of exchange for my life. I know that because that was during the last term of George Bush and the first term of Barack Obama, and neither one of them won the elections. I know because my vote was not counted, and I did not vote for either one of them. I voted for myself in 2008 as well as I did in 2012. So I really want to know, is the electoral process really taken seriously? Is the electoral process a joke, or is it a camouflage to make us think that we have rights and that we really don't have? Because even when we vote, they still put people in office who they want to have in there, and we still are silencing our voices. Just like now, Timothy McGinney was running for office, but Timothy McGinney was put in office at the last term of Bill Mason, covering up some things that were taking place even in my life. So, as you see these protesters going through here now, what is this all about? They have everyone in a mode of fear. They have everyone in a mode of murder. They have everyone in a mode of self-defense. They have everyone in a mode of disbelief for our country. When I'm told that this country is not allowed to acknowledge God as myself being a leader, any country that denies God is not a country at all, because God raises up a nation and he takes it down. Anytime you don't believe in something, then it means you believe in nothing. Anytime that you believe that God does not matter, that means that you think nothing matters. Now, even an atheist is an atheist because an atheist is challenging whether God exists or not. That means that there's a question that God is being some aspect or some point in the atheist's life. I'm here to tell you today, I call all of this to task. I call all of this into its proper perspective. I call all of this to its necessary equations that need to be brought forth. I am so concerned that not one person in Washington, D.C., from Barack Obama to any of those other people, have addressed the murders of the black people across this country, the women across this country, and the mentally ill across this country, as well as many other entities that are very, very serious. Instead, sin is promoted. Instead, people are silenced. Here in 1861, right here where I stand, on Public Square, it doesn't matter how they redecorate it. Here in 1861, slaves were sold. Under the Corwin Amendment, and the Corwin Amendment, which is also called the Ghost Amendment, and the 13th Amendment of the United States Constitution, and the Pro-Slavery Amendment, stated that under no circumstances is any law ever to be written into effect to ever abolish slavery in the state of Ohio. Therefore, what they did was change it from just overt slavery into calling it having criminal behavior. So therefore, now they just process people through the judicial process down in the Justice Center. They medicate them in the medical mart, they probate them in the court down there, and then they mess with their birth certificates down there in City Hall to make it disappear, to promote slavery. Slavery is wrong. Slavery is wrong. Slavery is wrong. And I don't care how many guns, tasers, and pistols they carry, slavery is wrong. And anytime you walk around threatening and harassing people with guns, tasers, and pistols, you have a problem that needs to be addressed. Anytime you think people are property, you have a problem that needs to be addressed. Anytime you have people afraid of you who call for you for safety, there's something that seriously needs to be addressed. Anytime the commander-in-chief for our city, Mayor Frank G. Jackson, goes to prosecute a police officer for breaking the law and gets sued for reverse discrimination, we have a situation that needs to be addressed because somebody does not respect our mayor, and that's Mayor Frank G. Jackson. And I'm saying that because I watch the union president go around here targeting poor communities, finding out what the weakness is to murder the people in the community. I am very concerned. What is the police department? What is the law enforcement agency? What is it? Is it really the KKK with badges? Is it? What is it? Is it? Is it another form of the slave trade taking place? What is the police department? What is law enforcement? I know personally none of my matters have ever been properly addressed. I know that for a fact. I have at least 50 police reports on file that have never been addressed, including the violation of my children who were in my care, and I was denied the right to protect and provide for my children. See, what you don't understand is that the other day when Catherine Ray Coleman was subdued over here and beat up, and they pulled the microphone out of our hands so nobody could hear what what she was saying? That was slavery. That was slavery. They still see this as an auction block. And the police officer who did it boasted to me that he did it. And he boasted, we saw me first, it was bothering me. Now, I'm concerned, what is really going on over there? Is anybody being heard? What is really going on? I want to know today, since my name has not been put on the ballot, and they've been refusing to put my name on the ballot, and every year, every time there's a presidential election, they make me disappear and my ballots disappear. What is going on? Because this is not a hallucination, and you're not delusional. You're not imagining that I'm standing here. I am standing here looking at you right here today. My name is Reverend Pamela M. Pinkney Butts. My number on the FEC website is P60005881, and I've had it since March 2nd of 2015. Why is my name not on the ballot? Why are only Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton's names the only ones on the ballot? I am concerned. They can drown me out all they want to, but my voice will be heard. They can drown me out all they want to, but my voice will be heard. They can drown me out all they want to, but my voice will be heard. I am a preacher of the gospel of Jesus Christ, which is the power of God unto salvation, and you can drown me out, but I will be heard. I will not settle anymore for police abuse. I will not settle anymore for mentally ill people being abused. I will not settle anymore for mothers who are victims in domestic violence situations to be abused. I will not settle anymore for this drug abuse and people treating people as they not should be treated. I will not settle for any more compromise. I will not settle for people allowing people to come from other foreign countries into our land having more rights than what we have. We have laws in our land, and if you come to America, you're going to obey our laws. You're not going to make up your own. I understand that some people could come here and they can own businesses for 7 years and never pay a tax. Pass it on to their families, and they have never paid a tax. And it's not against the law. But the church here in America can't do that. The citizens here in America can't do that. I understand that even our land is being given away, not just sold underneath us, but given away. I understand that the Filipinos own our electronic companies and our equipment. I understand that there are some major trades going on. Be not deceived. Everything hidden is going to be uncovered. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatsoever America sows, it shall reap. Be not deceived. If you are not right, you had better get right. Because time out for this playing, time out for these jokes, and time out for making people thinking that you're listening to them and you're really not. Time out for women to have to buy, dye, and fry to try to please men who are never satisfied with them, and ultimately they end up being with another man anyway. So what is the point? Time out for these guns. Time to put them up on the shelf. I'm going to say that until you do it. I'm going to say it until you do it. I'm going to say it until you do it. Time out, preachers, for you carrying pistols. Jesus wouldn't have you do it, so what you doing it for? You either with Jesus or you're not. Time out, preachers, for playing. Time out, false prophets. It's time for you to sit down, go down, and they'll be shut down. Time out for the prisons to keep promoting themselves. The prisons are open when the church is closed. There's a problem with that. The prisons are open and the hospitals are open when the church is closed. There's a problem with that. I'm not going to promote any other religion because I believe in Jesus Christ, because that's who has kept me. I'm not promoting anybody else's anything because my faith is what has kept me. I'm going to encourage you as I have to leave. 2, remember this one thing. It is time for peace. Seek it and pursue it. Those of you who can't handle Kathy Ray Coleman, who's in that jail right now, she needs money and she needs help. Kathy Ray Coleman. And there's other people I can call their names. Camelia Terry. There are other people. My phone number is 1-216-5.
Say your number. Say your number out loud. Say your
your number out loud. Say your number out loud. Say your number out loud.
Yeah.